We have here amongst us Mr. Hemendra K. Singh, Corporate Vice President, Axis Max Life Insurance, Ms. Srilatha Vashisht, CEO and Founder, Adhya Airtech, Dr. Varsha Jain, CEO, Miyawika Jewels. We also have Mr. Sachin K. Sharon, Director, Mr. Dilpreet Singh, CEO and Founder, 30yards.in, Dr. Samiksha Borole, President Borole World, and Ms. Diksha from EQY, FDI and Investment Promotion Expert. So let's have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our panelists. And with that, I leave the stage for Dr. Munish Jindal.
Wow. Guys, I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You all been too kind to me. I thought you were bored of seeing my face. So now this is the second panel that we are moderating very beautifully again. It's towards the policies, the infrastructure, the manufacturing in India that we're going to deliberate upon. So first of all, I'm grateful to all my wonderful panelists for being here and letting me have this chance to host you and to moderate this wonderful panel. It's indeed a blessing for me. Thank you, each one of you. Thank you so much. And taking this forward, so this panel, again, this is about policy, industry, manufacturing, powering Bharat's economic strength. So that is what we're going to do. So energy is high. Let's have a huge round of applause for these wonderful dignitaries. Thank you so much. So here we have Mr. Hemendra K. Singh, the Corporate VP, Axis Max Life Insurance. Ms. Srilatha Vashisht, CEO and founder of Adhya Airtech. We have wonderful Dr. Varsha Jain, CEO Miyawika Jewels. Mr. Sachin K. Sharon, the Director, HBF Direct. And we have Dr. Samiksha Borele, President Borele World. And we have wonderful Diksha ma'am. From EY. Wow, Ernst & Young. That had been a childhood dream to work someday with EY. And you won't believe I did CPA as well, just to work with EY. But then I would say the childhood kick within to always be an entrepreneur made me an entrepreneur. Thank you so much. So taking it forward, I would really love to know that from my wonderful panelists, like starting with, I would say, Mr. Sachin K. Sharon. Sir, as you are already the director of HBF Direct, one of the, I would say, large powerhouse, the venture capitalists, and how venture capital today plays a crucial role in turning ideas into industry. From your perspective, how important is risk capital in powering India's next phase of manufacturing and entrepreneurial growth?
Thank you. So first of all, thank you, everyone. And I just want to clear one thing before I start. So we are a venture studio, which is like a combination of venture capitalists. Also, we have a great ecosystem. We invest first in the ecosystem we built in 7 years. Now we only don't provide services or funds. We also support the companies, different matters. So let's coming on your point. So first of all, about the venture capital firms supporting manufacturing is a zero. So the reason is a very heavy capex business. 90% venture capital firms doesn't want to just work with the manufacturer. There's a 3 reasons. One is Indian mindset is totally little different. For example, any manufacturer, MSME, you just met with him and talk about like how you have to dilute your shares and all. He don't want. And I work very closely. I don't have one. I have around 7 companies, especially manufacturing. And 3 have turnover more than 30 crore rupees. But the major problem they have, they are stick with turnover, they are happy with that, they will take more loans, but not okay with to dilute shares and giving the rights to the VCs. And in India, Obviously, VC will never invest in a company where he has a risk that maybe might be tomorrow I will be fighting in a legal or court, not having control, because it's a labor-centric business. So we found a solution for them, and the solution was very simple, that we start working with that, providing, in the starting few years, we will give you services. We will convert you like a startup. We will build your brand. Most of manufacturer doesn't have a brand like a startups. So the investor just wants to give a funding, or VC wants to give a funding, which is like a face of a customer, where he can just control the brand, make a face of a customer, simply just work with that brand a long time. And the brand can collaborate any of the manufacturer later. So this is the first problem. So I think here the only Indian government, and we need more VC firms. We start working with recently LPs and SPV, especially for limited partners, creating their network and all. The reason is behind only just to how we can support from our local investor to these manufacturing, because maybe the percentage will come of the return percentage, ROI will become less for this from our manufacturing investments. But the one thing is sure, for the retail investor, money can be safe because we can easily take these companies to SME IPO. So this is the new model we built in last 2 years. So this is how we are just thinking about it, and not me. Any of the VC is not ready to invest in manufacturing. Even the manufacturer has a big brand, maybe sometime have a more turnover, but the mindset problem is very big. They have a family businesses. They don't want to lose equity. They don't understand how the equity works, how the company can work in a big numbers. And CapEx doesn't, the heavy CapEx, or you can say like a manufacturing setup doesn't give a value in the valuation of the, or like a share investments for the investors. And they don't understand that thing. So
Wow.
this is little harsh reality. Maybe I'm not okay, or some different points.
Yes, please. I am from the MSME sector, sir. I am a manufacturer. And we see the VCs as the sharks. The shark tank, which will definitely eat up the small fishes. First thing. Second thing, control is diluted. And third thing, if we are with the research, then the power should be within us. And dictators in the form of VCs, we definitely do not accept it, sir. We are sorry.
Okay, so I have one example live here. So I don't know how many knows me, but Munish know, and Nancy and these people. Last year I take a company name is the Drax, and the company I start working. They come to me that we are closing the company this month. I took in my hand, give them a loan on my name, and today is also on my name. And the company turnover was 12 crore rupees. It goes up after 3-4 months. We launched it in big panels, and because I have an ecosystem, lot of event companies and sales companies I invested, and I have a group of fashion influencers as well. So we just, you can say, like build this brand from scratch. Done few of the particular event, even launch of one Fashion India forum. What happened when the company grow on level? Now the lady, what done it? She just, with the help of her lawyer and all, she just took the documents from our office, because we treat her like a partner, and she just give me 100% of the company. She said, okay, take 100%. I request, no ma'am, you take 50% because I cannot handle your labor. I will just make sure that finance, branding, and make sure that we will open not online only, we will just open stores as well. So this is the problem when I face it. What happened? Now I can go to NCLT, and I'm doing that. But believe me, what she's doing, she doesn't understand that we can make that brand 50 crore rupees or 100 crore rupees. She's just trying to just ruin that brand, shifting the sales to some other name of the brand, because she doesn't understand. She just, okay, ab to chal gayi ye company, ab main isko paise ki do. This is her pain. And this is the reason we stopped taking any Delhi NCR fashion brand. Believe me, that's the big reason we stopped taking. Otherwise, fashion was my first interest. Now I shift to my healthcare. Recently, we raised funding in one company through our NRI network, and 36 crore. And the company is a healthcare and stockist from Hyderabad. It's a very simple company, but I'm happy with it. But not interested with the big brands or big manufacturers, especially in Delhi NCR.
Correct.
So this is not my reason. This is
I
all the
completely
VCs.
resonate with you when it comes to big brands. But we as MSMEs, when I started with entrepreneurship, thinking about it, I was at IIMB. Okay, they had invited people from Zerodha, the Kamath brothers. And I had just the thought of starting a company. So the first thing that they told us was, we are looking at 100 crore investment. If you are looking at smaller amount than that, initially you have to look out in the first circle. Then the second circle. You are thinking very ahead of it, and we are going to expect at least 10 to 20 times of what we invest. MSMEs,
That's true.
है ना? MSMEs, we are not even able to scale up. Let me tell you, I'm sorry, I have to stop you here. MSME dashboard, if we see today, we have around 7.76 crores MSMEs in India. Out of them, 7.71 crores are in the micro sector, sir. We need to scale up. And how will we do that? Again, in the small sector, we have around 4,80,000 odd units. In the medium sector, we have only 36,931 units. Forget about the large scale. And again, if we take, we are a trading economy largely. Among 7.76 crores of MSMEs, 3.33 crores are into the trading sector. 2.8 crore are into the service sector. And manufacturing, we are only around 1.6 crore. And we are talking about Viksit Bharat, innovation-led manufacturing sector. When you take China and Korea for that matter, during their development phase, the manufacturing sector contributed to around 25 to 30% of the GDP as against India's 15 to 17% only. Their models were all state-led, state-directed, state-architected, and state-coordinated. And where are we? So we need to think about the MSMEs, sir. Whether it and we
I
have
can
to
give an answer if you want, but मेरे को लगता है बहुतों का वो है. So I'll just close this with the one line. I'm okay with your everything. I just one line.
Done, sir.
The one
Accepted.
line is, any MSME you are working or any startup who's raising money is a difference only. The MSME is not thinking how he can convert that MSME a brand name like a startup. If they also convert, nothing is different. They can raise money, and that's the major problem with them. They thought about the labor, and again, that I'm saying. I'm not saying money nahi hai, paisa hai. But if you are thinking about कि उसको कैसे हम लोग brand में convert कर रहे हैं, that's the problem we are facing with them. And I think we have to
We'll
go
catch
to the
up after the
I'm
event.
really sorry.
We'll definitely
Thank you
catch
so
up
much
after the event.
for
Sorry
this
we took your time.
No, I'm loving this. This is wonderful deliberation between the startup world, the MSME world, because in the middle you're sitting, the guy who's running 4 MSMEs and 4 startups. So I'm like a pendulum between both of you. So thank you. No, I'm loving this. Before we move forward, do we have Mr. Dilpreet Singh here? Oh, yes. So we have another wonderful powerhouse. Can we have you on the stage, sir, for this wonderful? He is the founder and CEO of 30 Yards. Let's have a huge round of applause for our wonderful panelists. Thank you. So taking this conversation forward, I would like to shift this little on a lighter note to one of this, I would say, a wonderful banker we have here, and Mr. Hemendra K. Singh. He's the corporate VP of Axis Max Life Insurance. Sir, now let's add a little spice from your side to this startup and the MSME world. So when we say insurance as economic backbone, from your perspective, how does a strong life insurance ecosystem contribute to strengthening India's manufacturing growth and long-term economic stability?
So first, I'd like to draw parallels between manufacturing and insurance sector as part of their contribution to our GDP. So for the financial year 25, the manufacturing contributed around 13% to India's GDP, and the complete insurance contributed to around 4% to the GDP. Whereas in last decade, the scaling up, what has happened in insurance is from 3.4 to 4% only, whereas in manufacturing, it is close to from 9% to 13%. And we are seeing manufacturing by 2030 going up to 20%. So that means India's 1/5 of the GDP will be contributed by manufacturing sector alone. Why I drawn this parallel? Because the insurance growth is slow compared to the developed nations, where the contribution of insurance or financial services to GDP is close to 10 to 11%. Right? And it is not only in India, it is complete global south where the contribution of GDP is 4 to 5% only. So how do we increase it? If I take a India example, out of 1.5 billion people, only 40 crores are insured. And when I say insured, it means they have one policy, either it is life, general or health insurance. So that leaves around only 1/3 of India is insured and leaves around 2/3 India non-insured. So there's a lot of scope, big scope lying here, where we need to make easier products. The distribution has to be much easier, and this is how we'll be able to reach the last mile, able to ensure more population, so that the contribution to the nation building gets better. Because in case of any negative events, the whole family get disturbed, and if they don't have a basic life insurance or property insurance, anything for that matter. So I read a quotation that you are just one hospitalization away from bankruptcy. And this is the case of all middle class Indians. So until unless we are fully secured, fully covered, so whatever sector we talk about will not be convinced, will not be happy, and the true nation building will not happen until unless these things are taken care of. My take.
Wow, wow, thank you, sir. How beautifully I would say that you have talked about uncertainties of the life and how that can be secured. And I'm happy that how Axis Life Insurance is playing a crucial part, because you are one of the, I would say, the main pillars when it comes to insurance in India. So kudos, thank you so much to you. And now taking this forward to Diksha ji from Ernst & Young, the Big Four, right? Ma'am, we have talked about MSME, startups, insurance. Now, if we say these are the three pillars, then you are the fourth pillar, the consulting firms, and that too when you're coming from the Big Four. Would really love to know that when we say the consulting firms often work across multiple industries, right? You're everywhere. So do you believe that adaptability and learning agility has become more important than specialized degrees today?
Sorry?
I would say the adaptability and the learning agilities, are they more important than the specialized degrees?
So thanks, first of all. Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me. I mean, from the Big Fours who have been working with the government as well as with the global investors, the very foremost today, the way the India is shaping up. So the skill is something which the every sector is looking at. But before I start on that, what exactly we are looking from the policy perspective, it's the stability and also the more, I would say, the sustainability in the market, wherein an investor who's investing, he first of all looks for the stable government, wherein they are investing their funds and they are looking at the tax and the regulations are stable and the government are stable. Now coming to the point wherein these sectors, we are talking about the priority sectors these days, wherein we are talking about the AIs and the semiconductors, digital, the data centers and green hydrogen. When such sectors are taking up today and shaping the, I would say, the global economies, then it's very relevant not to look only at the degrees, also the skill which every, I would say, to a global level and also as a country level, we start infusing in. And these sectors particularly start from today, wherein we, from the day one, we should be looking at more on the skill education. And we'll be putting more on to, giving a strength to the investor that, you are actually giving, I would say, much more importance to the skill education. Now, coming to the point what the panel has been discussing about the MSME part, I would say that MSME is also something which government is looking at, because if you say the global investors, they know, the big players, they already know where to make the investment. But when we say the MSME part, it's the next big bet for the entire world. And when I touched on these sectors like semiconductors and green hydrogen, the medical device, I would say the sustainable climate energy and all. So there is I would say, the big opportunity. And all these MSMEs should start working on there, wherein the government, the state government specifically, and also the central government, they are pushing our MSMEs. They are coming up with the schemes wherein these MSMEs to be looked at and to be given a confidence that, from the state perspective, also from the central perspective. And also we are making them, giving them a platform by our mission abroad as well. So if you remember the G20, which happened a couple of years back around, I guess, 2022, in November time, that was the initiative which was for the MSMEs only, wherein they wanted to give strength to India MSME by telling them that, you start, just don't look handicrafts or handlooms or let's say any of the manufacturing unit as a small unit. You can always go global by just matching up your synergy with any of the European country or APAC or I would say US. So that's, I would say, the next phase is all about the MSMEs and to become, nobody can stop India's energy in making or shaping up in a global manufacturing hub. Of course, I'll just conclude my the entire discussion on a way that it would require more, I would say, the certain market, because investor now looks at the certainty. And when I say certainty, they definitely want India not to be on betting on the electoral sessions, but also a government with a stable government, and also a government who bets on future with the to become a global manufacturing hub by having an integrated supply chain.
Wow.
With the skill, definitely with the skill, youth with the scalability and the skills which are required for MSME to grow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Diksha ma'am. How beautifully you have deliberated about the priority sectors and then the skill education and then linking it with the MSME despite being from the consulting firm. It's kudos, really, really commendable. And we really need to ponder upon it more. And from there on, I will carry forward this conversation towards Dr. Varsha Jain, the Damentier and the CEO of Miyavika Jewels. Ma'am, we have talked about MSMEs, we have talked about startups, and with the consulting firms, that is where I would say our culture and heritage also kicks in, right? So what do you feel that fusing the past into the present, how we can redesign heritage jewelry for the modern soul and take India forward? Please.
Thank you. See, this is a dilemma which thousands of families are facing. Okay, rich, we have jewelry which is rich in stories and traditions, but they sit untouched in our lockers. Just imagine a 150-year-old necklace which is just lying in your wardrobe, which you don't even wear it. It belongs, worn by your great-grandmother on her wedding day. Do you think what we will do? We should keep it in a locker or give it a new look. We can give it a new look by fusion. Fusion means, you all might be thinking what fusion is. Fusion is making the traditional jewelry into the contemporary designs, not erasing its souls. For example, when you're breaking a beautiful heavy necklace into chokers, bracelets, earrings, we can use them couple of times. That is fusion. And the best part is, with one single piece, you can define it in different pieces. That is, fusion is more of design therapy. It is like bringing the past and present in harmony together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that is how we can beautifully, I would say, link our culture and heritage and I would say adapt that and take it forward for the generations to come. Thank you so much, ma'am, for deliberating and throwing the deep insights into our culture. And then from there, moving forward, I would really love to know from, I would say, Mr. Dilpreet Singh. Sir, you are the CEO and founder of 30 Yards. And I would say when we're talking about MSMEs, when we're talking about startups, and when we're talking about the growth, the purpose of this is Bharat Shining. It cannot be possible without infrastructure, right? So what is your viewpoint? Where is India standing today in terms of infrastructure, in terms of real estate, at the global roadmap?
See, if we talk about the global roadmap, of course, there is a lot, that India needs to do in terms of infrastructure. If you talk about policies that the government has done for the MSME, if I particularly target for the real estate sector, so that is something, where the government has come in strong with RERA and many other policies that has actually strengthened the backbone of the real estate by putting confidence back into the investors. So if we, look back after, if we go back like 6-7 years back when there was no RERA, so the investor confidence, had shaken badly because the middle class, the higher end class who invested in real estate lost a lot of money. But over the period of last 7-8 years since RERA coming in, the investments are now secure. When I talk about particularly real estate for the MSME, so there are a lot of projects, which are being launched, wherein the government is giving a lot of schemes if you invest in SEZs. There are tax benefits. The infrastructure is now being handled by private players. And if you also talk about on a larger scale, the highways, the connectivity, if you talk about the direct rail freight corridor that is being developed. So government, has been doing a significant amount of work on the infrastructure side to boost, how our MSMEs are now working. And that kind of a connectivity to the ports, to international markets is actually helping MSMEs getting back on the roadmap, scaling their productions, getting their benefits from government through various schemes. So yes, real estate, of course, you can't move in the MSME without the real estate sector.
Wow. Thank you, Dilpreet. That is right from the, I would say, real estate tycoon, that how beautifully he has let us know that, yes, we are on the global roadmap with our infrastructure development, and there are various schemes available where we can participate and take advantage of that. Thank you. Carrying forward to Shri Latha Vashisht, ma'am, the CEO and founder of Adhya EdTech. Ma'am, innovation in industrial manufacturing as a leader in industrial air and engineering solutions, how do you see indigenous manufacturing capabilities strengthening India's self-reliance and global competitiveness?
Okay. You are talking about two things. First thing is self-reliant.
Yes.
Being self-reliant is nothing but Atmanirbhar. And the second one is global competitiveness, if I'm not wrong. So self-reliance, it's all about giving cost-effective solutions, customized solutions, end-to-end solutions to all our clients, and also reducing import dependency. That import substitution should be there so that we local players have it all. If we are making it for ourselves, then we are also making it for the world. That is where global competitiveness comes, wherein we are also adopting technologies. We are also, taking it to a higher level, integrating AI, so the IoT of things. But when we are talking about global competitiveness, then we need that export policies also. Now, we are also focusing on design, especially when it is innovation. For example, in my industry, if you take, we manufacture HVLS fans for industrial and commercial purposes. So there, we are also players now into the domestic market, where we were talking about, huge fans for industrial and commercial spaces. Now we are also launching into the domestic space, wherein we are coming up with smaller fans. Say, for example, a 3-feet BLDC fan, which would take around 30 watts and give up 1,200 to 1,500 CFM. Today, we are manufacturing a 6-feet HVLS fan, which again consumes only 30 watts of power, but giving out around 25 to 30,000 CFM of airflow. So, and apart from that, we are also concentrating on aesthetics. So when all these things put together, and we have that export potential, I think self-reliance and global competitiveness when it comes to MSMEs, we are definitely on top of the charts.
Wow. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm loving that how you have beautifully explained self-reliance, as well as you really beautifully brought in the point of import independency that is much needed. So carrying forward the last question of this panel, I would love to portray to the wonderful Dr. Samiksha Borele. She has come all the way from Dubai, the president of Borele World and I would say the CEO of Conscia Gravitas. Ma'am, as a leading woman across multiple sectors, traditionally dominated by men, right? What leadership mindset helped you scale across industries, right? You are into NBFC, you are into real estate, you are into hospitality, and much more.
So first of all, hello everyone, and thankful for being here. As you rightly mentioned, yes, leading in few sectors even after being lady. That could be possible only with one thing is like, when I enter the room, I don't enter to prove that I belong here. The mindset is to create the value wherever I am. And with this thought, when I see myself as a leader, I don't have to, portray that my capabilities give me authority to lead the sectors, not the gender. It is about the mindset. As industry looks for number, I focus on people, long-term relationships. They are more important. So once the mindset is there to prove yourself, so it does not matter whether you are a man or a woman in the leading industries like real estate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's incredible that how you talked about, it's more about the mindset. And anyways, I always believe that these days, in the today's era, women are leading the men anyways in all the industries. And when you started over, I was like, whoa, the way we see in the TV. क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? कुछ तो बोलिए, बोलते क्यों नहीं? कुछ तो कहिए, क्यों नहीं कुछ कह रहे?
Oh, this is
So
happening.
this is just
What
a
happens at
humor
home?
quotient we added.
No, this is happening. What is happening at home? The wife doesn't allow the husband to talk. Extremely sorry.
No, that's all right,
I would
ma'am.
love to end saying that the time has come for us to grow the pie together.
Wonderful, but that has reiterated to me that I'm single and I will remain single.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Thank you so much. So let's have a huge round of applause for the wonderful panelists here. Please, thank you so much. Thank you.